There's a couple problems with the Korea ladder, but I don't want to flame Korea, okay? Because mechanically, Korea's crazy hard. League's harder than NA and US. And I mean it way, 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 way harder to do anything. You want to beat somebody in lane, that's going to be harder. You want a team fight, that's going to be harder. You get in like a little spacing battle with somebody, that's going to be harder. If you got to smite off with somebody, it's going to be harder. Everything is harder. It's literally the only way I can frame Korea up is that NA, EOS, like it's easy. It's like the game is on easy. I cannot. I've been doing this long enough. It's incredible. The ping and it's so much harder mechanically that it's painful sometimes. It's annoying because everything really has to feel earned. On NA, it often feels like I could just walk at people and win because people like layering's terrible. Their kiting's terrible. It's like, I don't know how else to frame it. It's just way harder. However, even though it's way harder, there's some fucked up shit. Oh yeah, and the game feels better too. It does feel better. There is some fucked up shit on this ladder. And Korea has, because it's harder, I understand why it's so fucked up. It kind of hit me. It was like a couple weeks ago. It hit me. Why is this ladder so fucking weird? And what is going on? So everybody's mechanically good, right? So mental becomes like everything in this game. And all the other little shit becomes everything in this game. Okay, so it's turned their ladder into some fucked up shit. First off, the trolling on this server is crazy. It is crazy. People say that I'm just bitching to bit. No, dude. No. I've grinded League before. Like, I've grinded League off and on for years. Right? This is crazy levels of fuck around, give a shit, like, or don't give a shit. This is like selling items, soft inting, all that stuff. That NA Smurf Q shit from like a year-ish ago, 2 years ago, or whatever it was, or even EUS Smurf Q shit, the weird shit that you'd see in Smurf Q. Bro, it's happened. It's every other game. It feels like 30%. I'm not exaggerating. Like 25, 30%. The amount of times now, I'm used to it now. Like I'm hardened. I'm a hardened criminal. I could go into a game and I am okay with it now. But it's going to happen. All right. Now, there are more Smurf accounts in this region than probably any other. And I say this as somebody who I have a document here. You see this little tiny bar here? You see this little bar? That scrolls down for a while. I've had Smurf accounts, and we're going to talk about this. I am part of the problem, at least on NA. We're going to talk about why this is dumb as fuck in a minute. Okay, when I referenced my climb on NA last year. Koreans have tons of Smurf accounts in Diamond. Tons. If you think we have a lot, they have more. Okay? They have to because I'm playing here and I see it day in and day out. All right? Let's talk about this some more. Korea is extremely difficult around the Diamond tier. Okay? So now mechanics are like super tight. You have players from platinum range to all the way to the pro level in this bracket. It could be anywhere. It could be any player. This is the stuff that people fear about the hard reset, except you live it here. So it's like the mechanics are tight and the players could be at any range of skill. Okay? Any range. Wide. Now, over the past, I used to study Korean VODs. Pros used to get stuck in Diamond. I didn't understand how. I would watch like some Korean top laner who was regarded as really good. I would look at his account. He's like Diamond 3, Diamond 2. I'd be like, he's got like hundreds of games. How is he possibly in Diamond? He's one of the best top. I didn't understand it then. And now I get it. So Riot, at some point in the past, 4 years, whatever it was when they did this, Riot must have realized that this makes their because Riot's marketing arm is the pro scene. Okay? And big streamers that they like. Right? It must be playing here or something, must have been the reason why they made these Riot accounts a thing. Okay? There had to have been a reason that they did it, because I'm just imagining if a Riot Pro got stuck in Diamond in Korea or something. I saw that shit happen in the past. He'd get flamed on Reddit. Look how many people are flaming me. A guy who literally, I'm 33 playing this. Oh, sorry, I'm 34 now, right? Hold on, break. How old am I? This is how old I'm getting. I am how old? I am how old? How old am I? Break. 30th. 1988. How old am I? I'm 34. Okay, I'm 34. I'm trying to give myself an age diff. So imagine me, a guy who spent the last like 2 or 3 years coaching mostly, and then coming here and playing this game. Like, I'm getting flamed for being stuck in plat. 2 weeks in, right? Being stuck in diamond. 2 weeks in, gaming. Imagine if you're a pro player, you get stuck in diamond. So I figure that what Riot did was they made these pro accounts with this high, crazy MMR and all this bullshit so that they could basically protect their pros from this fucking solo queue. Literally. Now, it's not really a conspiracy theory. If it's true, like, this is what happens. You get a Riot account. Riot gives you an account. You have higher MMR. Dopa talked about this a year, 2 years ago, or whatever it was. This is really fucking bad for the game. Okay? Really, really bad. Regardless of what you think about me, all right? I'm going to use this analogy. I'm going to use this analogy in a bit. But think about it for a second. There's accounts that have inflated MMR no matter what the player does or how the player performs in the game at any given solo queue game. Okay? And then we have the fact that when players reach high elo the previous season, they are basically grandfathered into high elo again. In fact, when the season restarted, I didn't play with any of these guys in my pool. And I talk about this. Like, I was at like Diamond 1, like 80 LP or something, and I was facing like Diamond 2 and Diamond 1 players. I never saw the Masters players, the Grandmasters players, the Challenger players in my initial placement games ever. So the ladder basically wasn't really reset at all. It was visually reset, but it wasn't actually reset. So nobody really played, the same pools played with the same players. Like, does that make sense? For the record, I am not saying that my jungling is worth a shit at all. I'm not even saying that my jungle's Masters level yet. I'm not convinced it is. I'm just not. But I'm going to use this analogy. If I win a marathon in 2022, I should not start at mile 3 in 2023. So, aside from the fact that you have these fucking Riot accounts for some reason, right, that just get to cheat the ladder, right? Because truly, if they're so much better than Diamond, they would just put them in Diamond, right? And they would climb through Diamond. And don't talk about fucking game quality. I don't want to hear it, right? I don't want to hear it. It's the same, like, everybody should have to deal with it at some point, right? If they're truly that much better, then they could climb regardless, right? But that's my point, is that why is no one else having to play through it ever again? Every time. Do you see what I'm saying? So somebody that's legitimately trying to climb, they actually just have to, like, I don't know. They have to go over, like, people that don't care. Griefers, Smurf accounts. Then they have to defeat the inflated Riot accounts. And then they have to defeat the inflated players from last season. Marathon winners start at the front of the line. They don't start at mile 3, brother. And everybody's clocked the same. What are you saying? Right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is that there just seems to be a lot of gunk and weird shit between Diamond and Master, and a lot of it seems very, very unfair. Again, me personally, I know my jungling's not Master level yet. But all I'm saying is that it seems a little fucked up that I am going to get a benefit from, once I figure my shit out, making a new account and climbing again, than playing on the same account. Do you know why that is? Because in this ladder, you have a benefit of having multiple accounts. It's not a meritorious ladder. It is a bullshit ladder. It's bullshit. This is bullshit. The fact that these accounts are all able to retain a higher MMR and you could just try to run a little win rate bump to a higher elo is bullshit. And now that I'm in it and experiencing it, I want to voice it because it's bullshit. And again, my strategy, because I do want to pull this off. Once I'm able to confidently play through jungle, I'm going to make a new account. It's not fair, though. That's not fair. That's not good for the game at all. That's not appropriate. I think that Riot really wants to sell you on the idea that X player is just way better than Y player. And to my Diamond and Low Master and all these players out there, I want you to realize that there's a lot of bullshit in your way that, you're going to hear a bunch of Reddit people worshiping pros and shit. You're going to hear, but that's why these guys just come and go, because it's not that different. It's not that different. Most players that are even in Challenger in like the previous season, they get a huge advantage over you. If they're actively playing versus better players, and they never even have to worry about dropping down. They don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about fucking weird games at all anymore. It's just true, right? Again, there's plenty. Most of the Challenger pool would be able to breeze right through it, but not all of them. Just like not all the pros, and that's what I'm trying to say. All right. I think that this whole streamer pro worship thing needs to die. And until I stop doing content on this game, I will always voice against it. And like I said, I think it feels cheap. Right? I wrote here, if they destroy the diamond pool easily, supposedly, then they should have to prove it every year. Right? There's no real reset. So, in my opinion, what's happened is they have segmented players off and it becomes increasingly hard to break in. My aspiring pros and aspiring streamers, I want you to hear this. I've already made it. I'm getting blasted by everybody. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm talking to you. If you want to make it in this game, they're fucking rigging the shit, dude. Rigging it. It's not fair. You understand? If I play 10 placement games and win 10, and somebody who is in Master or Grandmaster does the same thing, they are already 500 LP on the ladder or 500 MMR on the ladder higher than me. I have to play way more games than them before I even see them, before I even have a chance of seeing them. That's not fair. That's not right, especially when I know how many accounts are sitting in Diamond. It's like Diamond MMR that people are jumping into and ruining games with, which is why I brought up the smurfing thing. There's this huge fucking wall between Diamond and Master here because the MMR doesn't seem to reset any lower than Diamond. Right? It doesn't seem to go any lower. So there is just I talked about this before. There's some fucking account graveyard or something. There are so many accounts in Diamond. You have a 30% chance. I already used that percentage. There's a 30% chance that you are going to get somebody in your game that literally does not give a fuck about that match. He does not give a shit. He's going to be on an account. He's already lost a couple. He's trying a new champ. He's fucking around. But it has so much implication on a server where everybody's mechanically good. So it's you have to get your MMR to a point of where it's got exit velocity out of Diamond. And then it seems like you're good. Seems like. I haven't gotten that exit velocity yet. And it's probably not going to happen on this account. But that seems to be what it is. Is there's this big wall of just random accounts. Because you'll just look, you'll play a game, you'll look, guys played in no games. It's like Smurf Q. Played no games, no matches, no nothing. And you're just sitting there what the fuck? How's he in my game? Then you play another game, same thing. No matches, nothing. He played in 2021, 2020. And it just happens over and over and over and over and over again. So it's you're not playing with people that are like they're not actually serious about climbing. So it gets really fucking exhausting. So I've covered this. I'm trying to be fair to you guys and say, yes, dude, I suck at jungling. Like, to get to master here at this server, I cannot do it yet. I'm going to figure it out. But you have to give me an olive branch here and say, like, this is not right. Like, this is fucked up. Again, if we start a foot race, we all start at even. I'm not saying that the whole ladder should be reset to bronze MMR, but I am saying that I think it's pretty fucked up that everybody's sitting here and pretending that this diamond shit doesn't exist, and Riot's giving accounts that skip it and not letting players dip into it that have already passed it. It's a little fucking weird, right? It's a little weird. Why? If they were truly that much better, they wouldn't have made those accounts, right? Like, they would have reset it, right? But there seems to be some sort of reason that they've like, no, we cannot put our precious pros in a diamond and let them have a Reddit thread made about them. Like, I feel like this is a problem. Oh, and I should offer a solution to this. And I'm going to offer a solution to dodging as well. I'm going to talk about this, but all accounts that are inactive for, we'll say 6 months, they just go into like a fucking, it's like a norms queue purgatory. You have to play like 25, 50 norms games until you're allowed to queue ranked again. This will encourage players to stay on an account and will encourage players to try their best on an account. Does that really sound that bad? Right? I just want people to play the ladder and to know that when I play the ladder, people are trying. That's all. So yeah, let's talk about dodging. So dodging is fucking terrible. I told myself I would dodge one a day. It's so fucking bad for streaming and gaming and playing. How is this still a thing? How is it that the bans go through, you get to the last second and someone dodges? How is that a thing? It is so fucking stupid. Does anybody even play the game? I feel like when I've been doing this grind, I look at accounts. I played the most I've played League in the past 3 months. Well, that's not true, but I played a shit ton in the past 3 months. I do not understand how it is appropriate for people to be swapping between accounts and trying to get favorable matchups at the last second. They do not even have data mining anymore, and they're still doing it. When the bans end, the dodging should not be allowed, or your account loses. You lose. It is so bad, guys. Am I crazy? Like, how is it making any difference? Nobody knows if a game's going to be bad or good anymore based on champ select. Why is it still in the game? If you get a role you don't want, you should have to dodge in the first like 10 seconds. That's it. Like, that should be it. Or you're stuck. Like, fuck you. I don't want to sit here and wait to play the game. I waste about an hour a day, every day, because of dodging. Do you understand how fucking awful that is for a video game? An hour a day of my life is gone because of dodging. And these guys are profiting off of it. They actually benefit from doing it a lot of the time. If you've got multiple accounts, oh, well, now my account's a 70% win rate account. Why do I have to play? Dodge, I hop on a different account. Why do you think I have to make another one soon? This account's going to basically, it's so fucked, it might as well be a practice account. The only reason I'm going to play on it is because I really want to get to a point where I can beat the majority of diamond games with Hecarim Jungle. That's it. After that, once I figure that shit out, I'm fucking making a new one. This is so stupid. And I know when I make a new one, it would be better to just be like, well, I've won a lot, so I dodge and hide away for 12 hours. Bro, that is so fucking dumb. You should be encouraged to play the ladder, but right now you're not. You're encouraged to dodge. You're encouraged to make a new account. You're encouraged to play on one of your other Smurf accounts, but you're not encouraged to play on an account because inevitably you're going to go around 50% win rate. And just imagine you're somebody in a fucking in a hard server with hard mechanical. Eventually you're going to get to around 50, 40, 60, whatever. You're going to drop around the win rate. And once your account starts dropping, you're going to go, maybe I should make a new one. And that destroys the ladder. It destroys the ladder. The thing is, for most of y'all, this isn't relevant because, again, most of y'all aren't playing on a really, really high level. Most of y'all aren't going to be playing in Korea. So realistically, the mechanic gap is not even really close to reached at all, but it still makes sense for anybody that's watching this. Why the fuck is dodging in the game, man? It's so bad. People buy skins on Smurfs. Hey, I'm with you. And they could still make a Smurf account. All I'm saying is that if you're not fucking playing on it, you shouldn't be allowed to hop into ranked anymore. If you're not actively playing on it, you can have Smurfs. You can run them. But they have to do something because it fucking kills the ladder. 10 seconds in. 10 seconds in. No dodging. That's it. Accounts inactive for 6 months. 3 months. Who gives a fuck? Norms queues. They shouldn't, and they should just start banking Norms games. To the point you got 500 Norms games you have to play. What the fuck do you need? Why do I need? I don't even need this many accounts. I'll sack my accounts. Fuck it. You guys message me. I'll give you fucking random accounts in Diamond. Fuck this ladder. I tell you right now, I will have no problem giving accounts away. Eventually, you know what? That's what I'll do. Eventually, I'll make a video and I'll just leak random accounts into fucking Diamond Plat MMR. What's it matter? It just doesn't matter. But it's the problem and the issue is that most Riot people have never beaten gold. So they're never going to know. And most of the viewers are pro fucking worshiping dick riders. They don't understand this shit that I'm saying about the Riot accounts is totally right. It's totally stupid. Starting at everybody starting around the same spot in the race. Totally right. Why isn't the ladder just bumping at the beginning of the season? There's so many challenger players that they're not even worried about playing their placements because they already know. They're like, I don't have to play. I'm going to play against the pool anyways, regardless. They know. But what do I see when I play on the ladder? I see I'm playing a lot, right? To my own detriment. I'm playing a lot. But what do I see? If I just click on random people, I can just grab random people all over this ladder and just go through. And I guarantee you, none of them are fucking playing actively on this ladder at all. You know why? Because they're doing exactly what I'm saying they're doing. Oh, I grabbed myself. They're doing exactly what I'm saying they're doing, which is they play a couple games and they switch accounts. Motherfucker, I see it all day long. That guy's actually gaming. That guy's actually gaming. That guy's kind of gaming. That's me. That guy's gaming. But look at this. The first half, none of these guys are gaming. It's random new accounts. I grab random people, and sure enough, half of the player pool is jumping between accounts and not playing. Bullshit. You just saw it. I just randomly clicked. More than half of the people I've randomly clicked are just barely playing. They'll lose a couple, switch accounts. Switch accounts. So, hey, that's what I got to say about that. Duo abuse strategies in Korea are massive. I personally think if you are after gold MMR, you should not be allowed to duo anymore. Or plat MMR, whatever. Like, this shit is stupid as fuck. You can't, okay, hear me out. What happens, Riot Games, when a champion goes to a 70% win rate? Chat, I'll let you play along. Chat's not in sub mode right now. What happens to a champion that goes to a 60% win rate or higher? What happens? I'm just going to get all this shit out to start with this climb, because what happens, chat? Play along with me, chat. It gets nerfed to shit. Someone said that. Nerfed to shit. That's exactly, they nerf it. So, why is it then that duo is allowed in ranked, when Duo clearly inflates motherfuckers' win rates to like 80 or 90% who would otherwise not break 50. How are random people supposed to have any agency over a duo in a game? On the team that's playing with them or against them? So you say, oh, there's probably a duo on the other team. I don't fucking care. Why is the game revolving around 4 people specifically instead of equally around each individual person? Still. Like, why? I don't understand. Why do I see a Rel Samira bot lane? I looked them up. 80% win rate. A Nautilus Samira, 80% win rate. Over and over again, these motherfuckers. It was like there was Yumi's earlier in the week too. It was like all this shit that's unbalanceable. It just ruins people's game. 2 people get to have fun or 4 people get to have fun, but the rest of the players go fuck yourself. You're playing solo? Like, how am I supposed to play into that? There's nothing I can play into. They're on comms together. They're literally cheesing the ladder, playing 40 games of duo Samira Nautilus, cheating the ladder. They don't care about that? Like, that's so bad for the game too. And it's the same thing. On top of the Riot accounts, on top of the fact that players like don't lose fucking MMR ever when the season gets reset, and you factor duos in here, how the fuck how is somebody supposed to legitimately climb now? It's hard as fuck, man. Literally hard as fuck. I'll sit here and torture myself, but I'll torture myself with everybody flaming me, all this shit. But I know the truth. Why is that allowed? And who else would do this shit? Who else would want to deal with this shit? It's awful. So it's all this shit in the way of a good ladder. Riot accounts, dodging, fucked up MMR resets, duo abusing. Dude, what is all this garbage? And then you've got all the, like I said, the Smurf account shit where everybody's just like trolling you half the games. Bro, they have to do something. I already talked about retaining MMR. I mentioned that when I made high elo on Nocturne. Yeah, so basically the account that I made high elo with on Nocturne on NA was, it was in 50 games I made Masters. I realize now, playing in Korea, how stupid this is. Because that's what's happened to me. People are doing this to me right now. You lose a couple games, you make a new account. So in my Nocturne account, I ran pretty good. I had an account that was already Diamond MMR. I played a handful of games, won the majority of them. I'm Masters, hee. Fuck, if I was in NA right now, I could just switch to a different account. I could take another account, try again. Once I figure out my Hecarim thing, but guess what? I'm gonna have to level an account again. So I have an advantage because I have multiple accounts on NA. I could literally, if I was in NA right now, I could just do this climb, fail, go again, fail, go again, fail until I get to Master. How the fuck would I ever not make it? That's what I'm playing against. That's why it's frustrating, because nobody's incentivized to ever dip below a 50% win rate because they could just get a new account. So that's what the Koreans are doing. And that's why when I pulled up the random accounts, you could see if your account starts getting sus, you make a new account. And yes, they absolutely are doing it because I see it in my stream can verify. We go, your teammate will do badly. He's like inting his face off. He's 0-10. You look at his account. He's lost his last 4. It's an account that had no history on it. Chat can confirm it. It happens all the time on my team or the other team. That's stupid as fuck. Yeah, so I wrote this down. If you're playing towards Apex tier, there's currently no incentive to stay on account once it runs bad. Once you've lost enough game, your LP games become insurmountable. So in the case of my account, I'm really not incentive. Like once I start beating Diamond, it's better for me to make a new account and start again to fix, basically to fix this MMR disparity, right? And so, yeah, in Korea, you'll likely have a bad run of games. I want to close with this. I'm conflicted because I have gotten better at the game. The results can't really show it, though, and that's the point I'm trying to make. The community, by and large, just go loss is bad and doesn't see all the above nonsense in the way of a truly fair ladder. You either make a new account and win rate parade yourself or get what I'm getting. So people seem to forget I made it all the way to Diamond 2 playing Fiora top in a week. I've peaked it to Diamond 1 80 LP at the end of preseason. Again, my jungling sucks, so I did not make it. I did not get the exit velocity to master. Does this mean that I'm not like learning anything? That I haven't come a shit ton further than where I was? Dude, I'm so much better at this fucking role than when I started. But again, it's not going to show it, right? Unless I make a new account and show it. Does it make sense? The jungle is completely new now, and I want to climb that way. Even if it fucking sucks, like even if I keep failing, man, I want to make it work. Like I said, I'm willing to bash my head against the wall because I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, I go back to something I know. Like that's fucking lame, and you learn nothing, and all this negativity around it, where it's like, oh, this guy sucks. Like, dude, do I really suck that much? Like I'm already playing here. It's not that bad. And it's a role that I clearly am not good at. Like, yeah, if I played top, I'd probably already be in Masters. Yeah, I get it. If I'd stuck to maybe like mid or something that I've played before and like maybe grinded on TF, yeah, I probably would have made it to Masters already. I don't want to do that. I want to do something different. I don't care. But I want it, to be fair to myself and to give people that have a brain opportunity to hear what I have to say. I want to put all this out there because there's nothing in here that you guys shouldn't want. Like, do you understand? Anybody that's actually playing, I'm not talking a fucking drama viewer that just like watches people that play and like, jerking off to the boss or whatever the fuck. Like, bro, people that actually play, you should want this stuff that I'm saying. None of the stuff that I'm saying is bad for the game. None of it. None of it. And I'm not even saying a hard reset. I'm not even saying a hard reset like I said to bronze. I'm just saying that like everybody should be throwing around platinum. Make the ladder exciting. Make these fucking accounts, these Smurf accounts go away. Make people have an incentive to play. It lowers the queue times. Make the dodges less valuable. Make it so they have to dodge after the bans, like at the end of the ban phase, or the game is stuck. Like this fixes the game, man. It like fixes the game. So I want to get that because it's fair to me and it's fair to people that want to understand. So yeah, you can see this swarms people actually on this account of a failed venture of some kind. It hasn't started. It's been 2 weeks. I've been here for 2 weeks. I'm here for nearly 2 years. Right? I keep saying the amount of hate and vitriol patience people have is weird. It also goes without saying, just about the sheer amount of hate I receive, I'm likely being stream sniped and griefed intentionally. That is also true. And I didn't even mention it because I don't even want to make that a big deal. But that is definitely happening. I have seen people mention my name in Champ Select and in games, and I've seen some very weird shit. I would assume with the amount of threads and hate and people that are literally coming into my stream with the sole purpose of just being mad at me, it is not that irrational for me to think that there's some weird shit going on in Korea. Don't care though, but I think that's again unfair for me to not at least acknowledge it. Yeah. And then last thing I want to say is I look forward to continuously reviewing the climb from week to week and seeing if trends hold up. Thank you everybody for watching this. I wanted to do, like I said, I wanted to do a full rundown. I'm probably going to stick to the top half for the rest of this climb. But this is like a full fucking... This is everything, man. This is everything. And again, to be clear, I mean no disrespect to people that are much better than me in Challenger. I mean no disrespect to people that are much better than me in Pro. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying that it is fucking weird, man. It's just weird how this shit is structured. That's all I'm saying.